Hey, yo, what is going on with the Empire and the DTA Army? Things are actually lining up pretty crazy. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about in today's daily analysis. So, wasting no time, hopping right into our daily charts, looking at AMP, we can see that, we are still respecting the bull flag that we're in. So, for anybody that's, getting a little bit emotional, just let this time pass. We are still respecting the massive bull flag that we're in. We can see that, in today's daily candle, the bears did try to push the market down a little bit further than expected, having a low of 0.058. But right now, we are currently at the 0.061 level, right? We're still holding strong to 6 cents, right? Now, the interesting thing about how far we went down is that, the selling pressure wasn't necessarily meant to break the bull flag, right? The bulls kicked in and they are holding the line strong at 6 cents, right? And then also, I think another interesting thing to note is that, something that we called the previous day when we looked at how the volume was decreasing, right? We drew this line and we talked about market structures and, what to look for typically on the charts. And we talked a little bit more in depth about triangles, right? And we also said that, the end of the volume decreasing, we should see a reversal somewhere around August 6th or August 7th. Now, August 6th is actually an interesting day, mainly because we have some things going on, right? So currently, right now, there is a smart contract summit going on, right? And this is hosted by Chainlink with a whole bunch of other sponsors, right? But if you look at the lineup of speakers, who do we have speaking? None other than Tyler Spalding, the co-founder and CEO of Flexa, who we all know collaborated with Consensus to develop AMP. Now, there's also a whole bunch of other big names here, mainly this guy, Yorkie Rhodes, the co-founder of Blockchain Microsoft, right? Now, again, going back to August 6th, that is a key date because Tyler is also a keynote speaker at the Smart Contract Summit, right? So that's why I said things are actually lining up pretty crazy. I don't know if this will be enough to move the needle for AMP's price, but August 6th is a date that Tyler will be speaking. And it kind of just lines up perfectly to what we did here on the charts, right? So that's what we have going on with the daily. Again, just calm your nerves. Understand that trading and looking at the charts is nothing but market psychology. So we haven't broken this structure. Don't rule it out and say that we have, because we haven't, right? It's clear right here. We haven't broken it. Yeah, we may be pulling back just a tad bit further, but again, we know the price levels that we've been hovering in between. All right. So last but not least for AMP, let's take a look at the 4 hour to see what's going on here. So, on the 4 hour, we can see that, yesterday we did try to retest and get above the 0.062 level, but we actually was not able to hold it for more than 8 hours, right? So we had this one 4 hour candle and we have another 4 hour candle, total of 8 hours that we tried to get above it, but ultimately we got rejected. There was a little bit too much selling pressure, right? But I mean, if you look at this and we measure how far we actually came back, right? We only pulled back 7%, right? And right now we are currently pulling back at 4.85%, right? So, I mean, that just goes to show you that again, the selling pressure is not meant to break the market structures that we're in right now. My assumption and in my personal opinion, this selling pressure is probably happening to make sure that price stays stable, right? To make sure that there's not too much market volatility going on. But if we did see a pullback, let's say we got rejected from the 0.062 level and we pulled back, somewhere between 20 and 30%. that will let us know that, there's a huge sell-off going on, but that's not the case at all, right? We've pulled back only 7% right now, sitting at, 4%. I'm sorry. Right now, pulling back at 4%. But, again, there's also some interesting things going on, right? Again, if you look at the bull market support band, it kind of looks like we're going to touch that really soon, right? Now, if we just extend this line like that, let's say we move in that fashion, right? And let's say that we continue to move sideways in between this range, the 0.06 range and the 0.059 range, right? So roughly around 6 cents. When that happens, right? When these two intersect, what's the date? August 6th, right? We see it right here on the charts. That intersection happens on August 6th. Now, we all know from a bird's eye view, anytime that, AMP's price action hit the bull market support band or fell below it, we saw an impulse in price action of more than 100%, right? 100% was the minimum impulse that we saw to the upside anytime we hit the bull market support band, right? And we can actually go back and measure this for anybody that, wants to test these theories, right? So boom, we have bull market support band right here, right? And the date for this is actually, going back to early January, January 29th. We touched the bull market support band and we had an impulse, 811%, right? Okay, let's test it again. We tested the bull market support band right here, right? We have a double bottom and going up, what do we have? 281%, right? And then just recently, we fell below the bull market support band, right? And we had another impulse, 135%, right? So it's looking like we are, going to touch this bull market support band again, right? Now, history tells us everything that we need to know about the charts. And, right now, I think that we may be approaching a long overdue impulse to the upside, right? Especially knowing that, the trend is our friend. We've been trending up and we're pulling back. So it's only right that we see another impulse, to the upside. This is purely based off of TA, right? So I think that, for anybody that's panic selling, just again, remove your emotions from the equation and look at what the charts is telling you, understand what the news is going on, and also understand that AMP is not meant to be a volatile token, right? Also, I wanted to give a huge shout out to Ethereum for completing its London upgrade, right? So fees should be tremendously low on the Ethereum network, even if network congestion happens. And also, speaking of Ethereum, I know we haven't looked at the charts for ETH too much, but let's do that now. And we can actually see that, on the daily for ETH, it's been trending up for, the last 15 days, right? And this is probably due to the anticipation of the London upgrade, but Ethereum has been trending up for the last 15 days. And I can only speculate that it will continue to, trend up and get back to its all-time high of $4,372, right? And let's take a look at Bitcoin for a second, right? So Bitcoin currently right now, it looks like it's trying to break out of the bull flag that it was in, right? Again, just understanding market psychology and what the candlesticks are telling you, when we have these long wicks at the bottom of the candles, that's letting us know that there's a lot of buying pressure, right? That's letting us know that there are bulls in the market. And, looking at the candle structures right now, it looks like Bitcoin wants to put in a tweezer bottom, right? And for anybody that's unfamiliar with what a tweezer bottom is, that's basically this, right? So you have two candlesticks with long wicks at the bottom, right? They could be even candlesticks, or they can be like, what we see happening right now on Bitcoin's charts, where we have one like that with a bigger body, and then we have one with a smaller body. Now, if this closes with a smaller body, then we all know that, that's a doji, and dojis let us know that reversals are coming, right? We can see it right here. We have a doji, reversal came, a pullback. We can see it right here, right? We have another doji, and the pullback happened. So, just trust the candlesticks, understand the market psychology. But, it looks like we are preparing for another move to the upside, um, as we get closer to the weekend. And you know that the weekends, we normally have small hype cycles, right? That is notorious for crypto. So we're pretty close to the weekend right now. Today is Thursday. But we'll see how everything plays out, right? So that's all I have for y'all today. And also make sure that you check out the podcast live stream tonight with Scott and Bella, right? I will be featured as a guest on the live stream tonight doing technical analysis. So, you guys will get a chance to see me do TAs live, and you'll also have a chance to possibly ask me a few questions. All right. So make sure that you tune into Scott's podcast tonight. It is called The Podcast, on YouTube. It'll be live streaming tonight at 7 p.m. Central or 8 p.m. Eastern time zone. And this should be fun, guys. This should be real, real, real fun, right? The whole empire and the amp army will get the best of both worlds, right? You'll get the 30,000-foot view of amp, as well as, perspectives on a ground level and some TAs, right? So if you didn't get a chance to watch my daily analysis today, we will be doing some live TAs on the podcast live tonight. All right. So that's all I'll have for y'all today. And until tonight, DTA is out.